Hey, yeah, bro. So today we're going to do something type easy. It's not really that hard. We're going to be changing the coils and spark plugs on the Snow White. I'm gonna, as I promised you guys before, I'm gonna go through it step by step. What's easy, what's hard, the problems you might go into. It's not really a hard job, but I have went through problems with it before where it was basically like I didn't go through basic steps or basic things that I do just to make sure I'm not breaking anything or I'm not doing anything bad, because again, it is an easy job, but at the same time you don't want to do something wrong because you are working with the engine itself. You don't want to strip anything, you don't want to break anything and drop it in there, because if you do guess what, you're gonna have to disassemble the whole engine. So without further ado, let's get to it. Alright, to start, so obviously the parts that we need is the coils. I am working with an N26, so it is a 4-cylinder, it's an N26. So we have 4 of each, 4 coils and 4 spark plugs. I bought it from FCP or like I do with most of my stuff. So they get it in this box. The box has 4 in it. If you have a 6-cylinder like a N54, N55, B58, whatever it is, you're gonna get a box and then 2 like separate ones by itself. But since I have an N94, I only get 4, so I just get one box. And let's go with the unboxing. Alright, so first we're gonna unbox the coils. So we get in the box. It's only the coil. Alright, I know some people when they have a built engine, they will go and get Dynon coils and stuff. Some people recommend it for tuned engines as well, but I don't use it. I just use OEM, and BMW use Delphi, so that's what I'm using today. Now with the spark plugs, I use Iridium NGK spark plugs. This is the number for the N20, N26 engines. That's how they come. Be careful not to touch this part. You don't want to ruin anything or cause anything to go wrong. You just want to put it in as is. So this is what's in it. All 4 of them are the same thing, so I don't need to take them all 4. I'm going to put it back where it is, as is. I don't want to ruin it. Alright, so first things first, what we need to do is we need to remove the engine cover. This one doesn't have the insulator, so it doesn't, I can just pop it off. Some models come with the insulator connected to here. The vacuum line goes in here, that goes into the vacuum pump. Just be careful to disconnect it from this side before you pop it out like me. I just pop it out clean because I don't have it. I don't need to worry about it. Let me put it in somewhere nicely. And then you can see here you have 1, 2, 3, and 4. 1, 2, 3 is going to be easy to take off and replace, but the 4th one down there, you're going to have to take this part off. Alright, so we're going to start with the first one. Once you click this out, this connector is going to come off. If it doesn't, then I will try to go back in and try to take it off. And it's easy, just put your finger in here and it comes off this easy. Alright, so this is the first one. You're going to change it one by one. You're going to put it down. And we're going to get our 14mm spark plug socket. So you see how it has a swivel tool right here? Is because this doesn't go in, it's not straight in. I don't know if you notice or not, but it is in like a curve. So this would help us get in there. This is a 3/4. So let's get a 3/4 ratchet. Alright, so it was not coming off, so we're gonna gently use a little mini breaker bar. Make sure you are loosening, because you definitely don't want to tighten with the breaker bar because that will cause a big issue. There we go. Now let's get the ratchet. This is our spark plug. This one doesn't look too bad. It does have a little white on it, which is, you don't want that necessarily, but it's not too bad. Let's go to the next one. Why I'm doing it one by one is because one time I was doing them and I took all 4 at the same time off, and I'm replacing, I thought one of them was off, so I'm trying to put the second one in. It broke in there, and I had to do a whole thing to vacuum everything out of there. Plastic broke everywhere, and I don't want that to happen anymore. So this is why I'm doing it one by one. So the torque spec on the lug nuts is 23 Newton meters. I'm gonna put it to 23 and a half. Now we're at 20, 1, 2, and 3 and a half. Make sure there's a gasket on it, because it does come with it. So you're gonna put it in with here. All right, so we're gonna install it. A big tip, my friend TJ, he has this socket, the spark plug socket. This is a built-in magnet, and at the same time it has, you see this little circle inside, it fits in exactly, and it doesn't make it full, right? So this is a big plus if you have it. If you don't, you can get one. If not, it's okay. Once you unscrew it, you can easily just get a magnet, go in there and take it off. Same thing with screwing it in. When you're screwing it in, just be careful because you don't want to cross thread it. So we're gonna install it. We're gonna take out our ratchet, and we're gonna go in by hand first, just to feel what is going and make sure that it is catching. So now we're gonna go in with our torque ratchet, and as we said, we're gonna set it to 23 and a half Newton meters. All right, and we're gonna go in until it clicks. I got so scared. It wasn't spinning left or right, but I hit this by accident, so it wasn't spinning left or right. Back in business. It clicked. We're done. And we're gonna install our spark plug. I'm sorry, as the coil, we're gonna go in, make sure this connector is not in our way. All right, clip it in. Connector can only go one side. You see how it's a triangle, upside down triangle. That's how it goes in. As you can see over here, it is only one way, cannot go the other way, so it's easy to that. Gonna push it in. You don't need to clip it. Once you push it in enough that this is moving, you can just push in as you're pressing down, and done. Now let's do the same thing for all the others. I haven't changed them in so long, guys, so it is okay for it to be a little tight. Just make sure you are loosening, you're not tightening. Some people will put anti-seize on it when you're putting it back in, but I don't recommend that, because anti-seize, as much as it is for anti-seizing, it is also a lubricant. And you definitely don't want to be lubricating it going down, because we are doing it to torque, and we definitely don't want to be over torquing it. Just because it is lubricated, it's gonna go down more than it should. This one also looks good. You always want to inspect your spark plugs when you are taking them off, because it will tell you a lot about what's in the engine itself. Again, guys, this oil is not from me. You would have seen it here. If it is from me, it is from the socket. But you want to see if there's oil in it, that means your head gasket is blown. If there's anything on it, it indicates that something is wrong with the gaskets in the engine itself, and you need to take a look at that. But since mine are all dry, that is a good sign. I don't need to worry about any gaskets. I just need to change them right now. So let's put the new one in. So these, I believe, are 10 millimeters. Just be careful, these are not screws, like these are not nuts, so they don't go all the way. It's either a lock or an unlock. Alright, so you just have to spin it, quarter of a spin. You see, it's so easy to do by hand. And you hold it from here and you pop it off. So what we need to do is we need to remove this bar right here, which is connected by 1, 2, 3, and 4 bolts. Once this come off, this plastic piece will be able to come off, and that will be it. We don't need to do any more work. Because once this off, this is blocking this, the plastic piece comes off, which is connected to the other side, and then be able to access the last one. So let's do that right now. Alright, so this bolt right here and this bolt right here are 16 millimeters. So they are definitely in there a little tight, so I'm using a little small breaker bar. And so after loosening this and this one, right, we have the middle two ones, which are this one and this one. These are E18. So what I did, I don't have a 1/2 inch breaker bar, so I got a 3/8, and I'm putting a little the jack bar on it to try to make it work. Now we're able to move this bar out of place. This is what the bar looks like. Here. And then we have access to take this off. Right, remember we need to access the last one, so we have access to take this one off. These are all 10 millimeters. So let's get our 10 with the ratchet. Alright guys, so there is the fourth one right here. So you have to pull this out. Now you'll be able to safely take that off. Okay, split this piece. And now we can access the fourth one. Hi guys, so now we're going to put everything back together. We finished all four. The camera died, you didn't see the fourth one, but it's the same thing. All four of them are the same exact thing. So now we're gonna put everything back together. Put this right here first, so you can fit it. Under this, because if you put it after, it is going to be very hard to put on. It sits right correctly. Now you have four bolts on this side, and you have 3 bolts on that side. Guys, you're tightening plastic on plastics. Once it stops, it stops. Do not over torque it. You don't want to break anything. This little notch right here is gonna go in that hole. So, and down here, these teeth go into each other like so. The top one in the middle, and then the outside on the top. All right. If you watch closely, there's an arrow right here. These arrows should face each other, and that's how I know it's locked. Arrow each other and arrow each other. You're gonna place this. So you see this groove goes in here. So what I like to do is I like to put it one here and put the groove on one side and walk with it. And then put this wire in here. And then engine cover. And we're done. This is how you do the coils and spark plugs on the N20 and N26. If you guys have any questions, comments, concerns, anything you'd like to add, anything you'd like to ask, any clarifications, you can let me know. And as always,